Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. It's Hila here from Saturday Night Stitch, and thank you so much for tuning in. So today's post is part 2 of my Burda 2019 thoughts. And the first video, if you haven't already watched it, the link is in the description box down below. I just basically went through what I thought about the Burda 2019 issues that were made. But another aspect to my Burda 2019 year is all of the sewing with Burda patterns that I did in 2019, not necessarily using patterns from the issues that were being sent out in that year, if that makes sense. So this is all the Burda things that I made in 2019. So I made this kaftan top in a Lady McElroy linen look viscose. This is the simplest thing that you can make out of Burda. You literally just follow the instructions for folding over your fabric, cutting out a V-neck. So you've got the liberty to make this as wide as you want to, as low as you want to, so long as it's not going to fall off your shoulders, obviously. And then there's just a simple line here to create the sleeve and some buttonholes that you thread your thing through. And I loved this. I wore this when we were in the Lake Districts in Italy. So I love how this turned out. Next is a favorite pattern of mine that I have made so many times. I think this is now, I think it's number 5. Yeah, I think it's number 5. And this is from one of my favorite issues ever, the July 2015 issue. And I did this in a worsted wool. So this is 100% wool fabric. And I call this my cupcake top because it kind of feels like it's got cupcakey colors, very popping, and with the peplum. And this is also the same pattern that I used for my Frida Kahlo top, and this was the thing that I made for the Sewn magazine feature issue with a little bit of a recrack trim. So this is from Burda 2015 or 2017, I can't remember, but I'll be putting the pattern details here. And then I made this my most fabulous make in a chambray. I call this my regal dress because I feel very, very regal in it. It's got all the pleating that took me ages to do, and I've got the pleating tutorial available under my sewing tutorials playlist. So do go check that out if you want to know how to pleat easily without tearing your hair out. And this was from, oh gosh, it was one of either the August or the September issues. It was supposed to be made in chiffon. That was the recommended fabric, but I went off-road and I did it in a chambray. And it was so fantastic that the editors at Love Sewing Magazine got in touch with me and they wanted to feature this in Love Sewing Magazine. And it got featured in a magazine, which I was very, very happy about. So that was that one there. And then this is another tried and tested pattern. I've made it 2 times already, and this is my 3rd one. And it's in this beautiful, gorgeous Art Gallery cotton jersey, Art Gallery fabric cotton jersey, which is ice creams with sprinkles. And this is from Burda 6 2016. And I love this dress. It's such a fun and playful dress. Honestly, and I highly recommend this because it's so simple. It's just got a grown-on sleeve and just the one seam across the waist. I feel like wearing it because we're in winter right now, and this is just giving me summery vibes as we do. Okay. And then one thing that I also challenged myself this in 2019 was that I really wanted to try sewing with silk. It was something that I had put off for so long because I sort of perceived it as, number one, silk is like a wealthy, luxurious fabric, and I'm not the kind of person that would normally consider myself a silk dress wearing. I've only got the one silk dress, which is a vintage Laura Ashley dress, and that's what I wore that for the first time in over a decade when we went to Italy. And then I realized that, you know, try and work with silk. So I found this silk fabric on the Minerva website, and I challenged myself to sew with silk, and it was a baptism of fire. Yeah, but I'll talk more about it when I do my my 5 sewing projects video where I share this. But despite all of the problems, the challenges, and the issues that I had, I do have a wearable dress, and it feels delicious and very sensuous against my skin. So I'm definitely going to be sewing with more silk. Definitely converted to that. It's definitely worth learning. So for 2020, so in 2019, I faced my fear of sewing with silk. I feel like I've overcome it, but now I need to really work on my silk sewing skills because that highlighted the fact that I'm just not that great with sewing silk. And then this one is a favorite of mine. It's from a 2016 issue of Burda, and it's got this, what they call a plastron, and it's all woven. Now, I've done the video to show you how to sew this particular bit of it. I mean, it's a simple shirt dress. The only complicated bit is doing the plastron because it's actually sort of like a basket weave, you know. But this is fabulous, absolutely fabulous. And I made this in a tencel fabric, which is by Robert Kaufman. And tencel, I only just found out when I was actually looking up the fabric to find out what sort of, you know, if it needed any special consideration. It turns out that it's a highly sustainable fabric. So if you're into sustainability and sustainable sewing, definitely check out the tencel fabric. But I'll talk more about it when I do the sewing projects video. But yeah, really love that. I added pockets because pockets are everything. And there we have it. Fabulous shirt dress. I love wearing this with my tan knee-length boots and like my mustard roll neck top, and I have a tan belt. It just looks absolutely, well, I think it looks absolutely fabulous, and I feel fabulous in it. And then we have this utterly charming vintage style dress. Utterly charming. This is from a July 2015 issue, I think, and I made it in a Lady McElroy cotton lawn, which is a dark floral. And I actually did the covered buttons, and it's got, I added pockets, obviously, because you gotta have pockets. You know, where are your hands gonna hang out? Pockets. And it's got, and I'm gonna work on the tutorial for this, but it's got a side seam zip right here, and also an inseam pocket. And this was a lot of fun because I wasn't going to sacrifice having a pocket because I didn't really want to put a zipper down the back. But this is I feel like a proper lady when I'm wearing this. Like when I've worn it, and so I've only worn it a couple of times because it's winter. I finished sewing it in winter, and when I wore it, I had a black roll neck top. But I found that when I was sitting down with a proper posture, and it made me feel like such a lady, like very, very ladylike, which I can honestly tell you is something I very rarely feel like. So I absolutely love how this dress turned out. And I've been wanting to sew this pattern for so many years. I actually traced this out well over 3 or 4 years ago. And when I saw the fabric, I was just like, absolutely. So those are my non-2019 issue makes. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So not too bad. This is using past issues of Burda, which is pretty awesome. And on top of the 5 garments that I made from the 2019 issue, that's 13 patterns. So that's averaging about 1 Burda pattern per month, which I'm very, very happy with as far as sort of goals are made. So there's 2 other things that I did cut out from past Burda issues that I have yet to sew and finish. So first off is this shift dress, which I'm just embarrassed by how long this has been sitting around waiting to be finished. I do need to finish this up. It's a beautiful Lady McElroy cotton lawn that I bought from Sew Essential at the Stitch Room Social. The first Stitch Room Social from 2018 is when this got cut out. And so I need to finish it. And then the other one is this really fabulous maxi dress that I used this fabric. It's a jersey fabric. Admittedly, not the best quality jersey I've come across, but it's a beautiful print. And I just have to sew up the maxi dress. I cut it, I traced out the pattern, I cut it out. I can't remember which issue it is, but standard procedure, I'll be putting them in here. So I've got these two to also make. And on top of that, I also made 4 other items for the Burda Teacher Certification course, which I'll do a separate video about that. So do remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you can get a notification when I do put that out if you're curious about that sort of thing. So in terms of the coming 2020, I want to continue to sew clothes that I absolutely love and work with fabrics that fill me with joy, which is what I did a lot of in 2019. And I really felt the difference between kind of like really trying to make myself work with a fabric that I had fallen out of love with for whatever reason, and just focusing on things that give me joy. And I find that when I do that, I don't even need to be pushed or to push myself. I'm pulled towards doing the work. I hope I can have more time to, just create more stuff and create more content here on YouTube along Sewing with Burda. And if that's the sort of thing that you like, then do hit the subscribe button. I am planning on putting out at least 2 videos a week, and 3 if the sewing goddesses are smiling upon me. Oh, and what am I wearing today? I am wearing one of my husband's shirts that I made for him that I actually drafted. So I drafted this shirt using a pattern drafting book, and I used this Lobster's medium weight quilting fabric that he chose. But another thing that I want to do this year is do a bit more of practicing the drafting skills that I have. So wearing something that I drafted is supposed to be a way to help me to do that. Until I see you next time, happy sewing. Bye.